Good evening, Charlie. As we all know, it's a beautiful Friday, and you are live with me, Lord Caliber, on One Live GA Television. We promised you that, Charlie, today we are bringing our legend on screen, the mighty Dela Botri, the founder and leader of Hewale Sound. So, at any point in time, if you meet this stream, I encourage you to share it for all to also do what? Get engaged and listen to the life story of this legend, because that is why we invited him, to inspire us, to motivate us, and help us learn from his life story. Because we all know that he didn't just get up one day to become the legend that he is. He started from somewhere. So we want to listen to his story from scratch to date. So I say good evening to you, Mr. Dela.
Good evening, Lord Caliber and the team.
Yes, Papa.
Uh,
Uh, thanks so much for having time to join us on our show today, and we are really much appreciative of your kind gesture. I know you are very busy with work, but yes, still you've had time to join us. So, any introductory words before we just zone in straight to action? Say hi to the people.
yeah. Well, it's not easy to be a musician. It's something that you have to really be born with. You don't force yourself to be a musician or a carpenter or a mason. In everything you do, sometimes people force themselves. They want to be a musician. And, if you don't have the call for it, don't go for it. You can be a carpenter or
Wow.
mason, where you find yourself very good. I never knew I would be a musician until 1989. I realized that this is the core.
Wow.
I have to be professional, professionally. So I have to go and join this Pan African Orchestra group. That was when I learned to play different things, from my infancy is different. And when I joined the Pan African Orchestra, and it's different. When I formed my own Iwale Sounds, was also something different because I sent my group to the University of Ghana where I needed support from the late Professor J.H. Kobanan Ketia, who gave me moral support and also educate my composition, skills, and also there are so many things that he did in my musical journey. I just don't wake up, like you said, and just to be where I am. It's
Exactly.
all
So,
started from when I was a child.
a child.
So
So
I grew
let's
up with
let's
the
let's
instrument.
let's let's delve deep into that part. Among all the instruments that nature has provided us with, what intrigued you about the Atantaben, the flute, as a child that made you want to focus your whole life to it? How did the journey start for you?
Well, I never really dreamt that I would be, like I told you, a musician. I was playing it for fun. And to be honest, I have to always give the credit to God Almighty because when I was 10, 79, I started playing classic melody. I find it on the floor and I started playing.
Wow.
And then I saw a certain guy called Anakosi Anson. So I approached for him to teach me. I didn't get a chance to get to him to teach me. So what happened is that I have to be playing with a plastic toy anytime I'm going to school. I'll be playing it. That is my transportation actually. I play and
Wow.
walk all the way from Russia to Latvia Koshi and back
Wow.
until my late mother's pastor saw me and he told my mother that, mother, your son is going to be a musician. So he never bought me anything that I think that's what he brought to me. And today that as I'm talking to you now as a grown-up person, that's why I said that it's a nature call. You have to be
Nature
born with
call.
because I was doing the thing from passion from my heart because I was focusing that this is what I really the spirit want to do it, but not the mind, not the body. Until I grew up and I realized that it's a nature call, but it's a transformation. They have to plan you or they have to prepare you for you to be where you are now. And there's another
Exactly.
journey again on the way, which I don't know. My nature, God knows.
Right, right. So as Mr. Delabotry is educating us on, It's a nature's call. If you are not chosen, don't dare to join the train to be a musician because there are so many challenges ahead as we are going to delve in. So, sir, along your journey, was there any circumstances that you encountered that nearly discouraged you from towing the line
Nothing,
that you love?
nothing, nothing encourages me. Nothing,
Discouraged.
nothing discouraged me. Nothing. It was a
Wow.
time that when I formed my own Ewale Sound group in 1996, and then by then I resigned from the Pan African Orchestra. So they were trying to get me back to the Pan African Orchestra, but I said I cannot. That was a very big challenge at,
Wow.
at that moment. But I have to stay focused. I have to stay positive. I have to stay strong to have hope and life in what I'm doing because I know that one day the success will come. But I never know when. But I have the courage from the discouraged to stand firm.
Wow.
Discourage is
He
not
had the
something you have to
courage.
give chance to. You have to overcome discourage. If you can see that it's maybe negative, but you don't give chance to negative because it will overcome you. Stay focused
Mm,
and just push hard and then put your mind and your life in everything you are doing. It should be there. I mean, one day, every day is a blessed day. If you don't have it yesterday, you have it tomorrow, or you have it tomorrow next.
yes. But then, do you recall now you know how to play the flute? Do you recall your first ever big gig that came your way?
You mean from my infancy or now?
Now, okay, now you know how to play the flute, the atenteben. What I want to know is that do you remember your first ever big gig that you had, the breakthrough that
I
you had?
remember the very first time I picked the instrument in 79. I played at some Wikipin at Choco area and I did a
Oh,
mistake. And to be honest, that was when I got the discouraging. And I was like, I'm not going to
oh,
play again because people were laughing at me. And then I keep on gathering the courage. And one day there was another Wikipin around my community. And I went to play. And then after that, people like it and they started putting money on my forehead. I was like, oh,
yeah.
people like it. So, okay, let me do it.
Yes, yes. So what I'm really trying to get you to tell us is that now you are playing your community wakekeepings and all that. At what point in time did you have your breakthrough gig? That big gig that really puts you on the limelight?
For me, I don't really remember. I'm just doing the work because we are we are we are vessels or we are messengers. We are giving a message. There should be people who will be writing stuff or who will be recording stuff, putting it on the document or the Guinness Book of Records. But I don't
Right?
remember. But there are a lot of things that I have done that I cannot. I performed in the Copenhagen Jazz Festival, which is also one of the biggest platforms in my life. I performed in the
Wow.
Nobel Peace Prize, and she's the one who invited me and their family. You can see them; they are
Wow.
visiting. Yes, that's Katrina Swarovski. We are playing a gig on the 20th next week at Plus 233 Jazz Club with Chode and Pong group led by
Wow.
Ochirama Pratt. And so there are a lot of platforms that I cannot remember everything. I performed in a Nobel Peace Prize concert in Norway. I performed in
Wow.
the UK. I performed Japan, United States of America. I was the first Ghanaian actually musician invited by the US government in 2010.
Wow.
Yeah, so in the
Wow.
records, I have a lot record that I cannot even remember everything. Sometimes when the media invite me, they go and dig down Google to find certain things that I even forget because what
Yeah.
I have already done is past and gone. what I'm doing is the current thing that I will always be remembering.
Right. So proud of you. So, sir, you keep mentioning countries and places that you played at Enterben. I know you are very busy and we have to leave you fast, but
Mhm.
one thing I want to really know from you is that in our generation now, what would you say you are doing different that is projecting you much more higher than the youth
What is
of today?
protecting me younger?
Yes, when it's really the trick that is really getting you higher in your career.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear the question very well.
Okay,
Can you
right.
speak louder,
What I'm
small?
trying okay, what I'm trying to ask you is that what are you doing different that is making you move higher and higher?
Ah, it's smile. You have to smile. You have to love. Music is love. I smile a lot. If I'm on stage, you can see that I smile. As I'm talking to you, you can see that I'm smiling. As you're
Exactly.
also smiling, you see, it brings joy and happiness within your spirit. It transforms to your body. If you are angry, then it goes inside you. You need to be smiling a lot. You need to have more joy in your heart. Although you can have some negativity or negative things in your life, but don't even think about the negative. You have to make sure your positive should overcome the negative, and you
Right.
have the power to control. Sometimes if you go to the court, they weigh the case, in the scale. So your good side has to be more than the negative. Positive have to overcome negative all the time, and that is my secret.
Wow. Keeping his
Yes,
emotional balance, the positivity is always higher, outbalancing the negativity, and that is his secret
yes,
that he's using to excel in his career as a Atentaban player. If you just join us, this is One Life GA Television, and this is a Friday edition of My Life Story. We are legendary Botri of A1 Sounds, and he's telling us and educating us, motivating us, and giving us more inspiration in his career as a flutist and attentive player. Mr. Dela,
yeah.
let's now get to Hewale Sounds. Hewale Sounds. What
hmm
made you move from the orchestra to form your own group? What
I got
informed
this
your
inspiration when I was with the Pan African Orchestra, and my idea is not to do. Pan African Orchestra was doing new traditional uh, classical music or new classical music,
Okay.
new NUO classical music. But I want to do new traditional music fused with the contemporary extensions. So in my
Oh,
mindset, when I was growing up, I was thinking of using a traditional instrument to play traditional music, urban music, all kinds of music. So my focus on the instrument is to think and to practice more about my career. But then I was not thinking it to be like a career with. I was just thinking about a hobby because I love it. That's why I said earlier on that if you don't love what you are doing, you cannot. So for me, while it sounds, this is where the inspiration came from. We used to play traditional music from Ghana, from all, it was 10 regions. We used to play from all the 10 regions. And
wow.
I got a support from the Danish embassy some time ago to do uh, an album. And I did a Pan African album. I did a music from West Africa, northern part of Africa, and southern part of Africa, from the continent of
Wow.
Africa. Yes. The title of that album is called Ta Beyiriba.
Say it
It was
again.
founded by the Danish funds from the Danish government.
The title of the album again.
It's Ta Beyiriba. Ta Beyiriba.
Tabe Iriba. Wow, that's
Ta
okay.
Beyiriba.
Yes. What are we doing wrong? What are we doing wrong today as musicians that you think with your lifetime experience as a musician, we the youth can do better to improve ourselves on the global
I
level?
think the youth can do better because we have over 600 rhythms in Ghana alone. So if Ghana
600.
has 600 rhythms, 600 rhythms in Ghana alone. So you
Wow.
can think about, yes, of course, where you are in Takrady, you can go and check out, do your research and see how many rhythms you have in Takrady area. I don't know much of their hunters rhythm, but I know Usodi from Cape Coast. I know different kinds of rhythm or different kinds of music, and I know Kundum is from the western region.
Yeah.
I know a lot of rhythms. So in Ghana alone, we have a lot of rhythm that can be transformed into the contemporary style of the music they are playing. And most of them think that, Kwalago rhythm is Ghanaian rhythm. That can be transformed also. Kwalago is a recreational music. It's not traditional music.
Oh.
Kwalago is not traditional, it's recreational. So these all rhythms can be transformed into the contemporary extensions, like a Manziba this one logo, yeah, the bamba, bamba,
Yeah.
bamba, one logo. So the under is the recreational music, then he built his own rhythm on it. But it's for us, it's for Ghanaians. But the youth are also doing their best, but I think they can do more by getting closer to the elderly ones to, because if we want the music from our country to travel abroad, you don't play for the white domain, a black domain. If you go to the Ghanaian communities alone, because Ghanaian people who know you, maybe you go and do Miami, put the CD in, then you'll be jumping on top of the music is different than professional musician is the one who perform live, who knows speech, who knows his, how do you call it? Is the breath control, who understand his key and the progressions, who doesn't think off key or do anything that he remembers everything. There are a lot of 1,000 notes. He's playing a night, maybe 1 hour, 2 hours. He remember everything to play. So it's a whole package. The era of today, when you call yourself a musician, you go to the studio, somebody record for you, then you write a lyric, say you're a musician. It's different. When you go to Denmark and somebody give you a key or they give you a certain thing, you can see the difference between if you want to sustain in the musical in the or music industry for so long, then you have to do research, you have to learn. You can
Wow.
come and make a hit, you can come and make 1 or 2 hits, and depend on the hit. And maybe when your money finish, if you don't get another hit again, then your money finish. So don't try to be a hit artist and don't be in a hurry to be a hit. Nobody knows me much in Ghana, but I'm doing my work. Your good work has to be, speak for itself. That's the
Right.
all I would say.
Yes. So we see Nigerian artists like Burna Boy. We see Nigerian artists like Burna Boy fusing Fela's music into his sounds, and he's really making waves out there. I've also seen you do a rendition with Episode recently
Yeah,
on his Atia Donko
I tell you go somewhere.
song.
It's now
How did
raining
it
all
happen, sir?
everywhere in Ghana.
How did it happen? How did it happen?
Artists, we talk a lot. Hello?
Yes, yes, I
Yeah,
can I can hear you.
Episode is a very good artist who listen very well. I call him my godson. He called me that.
Yeah.
And he's somebody who respect a lot. So I was giving him the idea of what to do. I mean, he's versatile artist. To be honest with you, he does a lot of, good stuff that you can imagine. You know, he's an amazing artist, and I know that he will go further. He will go
Very far.
more further to the world.
So with Episode, for an example, as a reggae artist, uh, do you think he should still toe the line that he has taken with his Atia Donko rhythm, which is really making
Of
bigger
course, if
waves?
we see a dancer, we can bring the dancer to the high life. High life, all the reggae dancer, everything they are playing, they are from Africa. Jamaicans are from everybody's from Africa. Everybody is
Right.
from Africa. So if they are coming here to learn our rhythm, why are we going to copy their music? The question is that, have you heard Jamaicans doing high life music in Jamaica? The question is yes or no. I'm asking you.
No.
Do they give? Do they have a category where they give high life music award in Jamaica?
No.
Okay. So what kind of music do we have in Ghana?
Yes, they say our predominant music is high life. Our origin is high life.
Okay. Well, high life is one of the Ghanaian genre of music because all the traditional music can be transformed to the contemporary extension. Everything can be changed. So if you go to Jamaica, what kind of music do they play?
Reggae,
Reggae, dancehall,
predominantly. Yeah.
reggaeton, and others. So in this case, you can never penetrate into their music to become superhero unless you take your music that I want to do Ghanaian dance hall. You name it different and recreate and brand. If you want to use 4/4 structures, or if you want to use uh, I don't know the kind of rhythm, you can choose any rhythm that you want to do. Then to follow the procedure, and before you realize, you can make it a dance in a different with the drums and everything. I mean, the people want to hear something new.
But in creating something new, isn't it what Stoneboy and the others have created that they call the Afro dancehall
Yeah,
and all that?
Stoneboy.
Yes, you made mention of creating something new, and my question is that isn't it what Stoneboy and the others have created that they call Afro dancehall that they seem to be
Yeah, they,
trending
they
on?
they 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 started doing what I mean. It's not a bad thing. I don't go against it, but I think that we can add up more. We can add up more with our instrument. Like Burna Boy mentioned, Burna Boy did by putting uh, a little bit
Less,
of Afro style of
yeah.
music into what he used for the Grammy Award. I mean, Stoneboy can also do that. Shatawale and the rest, they can do that. You understand? But the fact is that sometimes the producers, we need to work hand in hand with them for them to understand our rhythm. We need to put our rhythm into the music, the natural sound. Like if you listen to Afro Juju, Afro Juju, you can hear you can hear all these elements in the music. The rhythm, the 4/4 structures is already there. But I don't know why people are so much connected to only computer. They don't want. I don't know if they don't want to pay somebody else to come and play drum for them, or they don't want to pay somebody else to do something for them. I don't know. But if I'm a producer, I know very well that I know a lot of producers in this country, like Fredima will call, if his drum is dead, he'll call the drummer. Gomez will do the same thing, or Zumbi, and a few others that I know will do that. I think, and sometimes the producer also can also suggest that to the artist, but sometimes the artists don't want to pay. Also, it depends. You understand?
Yes, yes. But don't you think economic hardship also plays a role in making today's artists
Oh,
try to
this thing,
tap into
this
the?
thing, this thing, this thing has been there before economic hardship issues started coming.
Oh,
It's the mindset of the people. But I think that if we all come together and then brainstorm about our industry, things will change. It will make Ghanaian music stand tall. And like Katrina Sowalski, who is here tonight, as we are about, we are eating already. Because I'm talking, I
yeah.
cannot eat my food.
Hello, already.
You
Hello.
know, she has been coming to Ghana over 30 years because of Ghanaian music. So you can imagine
Wow.
that where our music is going. And Katrina has music over 30 years that she came to Ghana to meet originally Adoa rhythm. I mean, she can tell you more if you want to hear. She will tell you.
Yeah,
Hello,
Ghanaian
Katrina.
music. Hello, good evening.
Yes, 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 yes. So
Yes,
as we discussed, and I want to know from you. To you, what is the authentic classic of Ghanaian music? to you?
Sorry, the line dropped a little bit. What is your question?
Yes, my question to you is that which genre of music would you call authentic Ghanaian music?
Ghanaian music, for me, it's drum music, the Adowa, the Bacha, Akbaja, all these traditional rhythms, which is your incredibly rich culture. And my big wish is that you really cherish it and that you keep it, because it's unique for the whole world. And it's a treasure, and it's my impression that you are not, all of you, even aware of what a beautiful treasure it is that you have. It is,
Wow.
for me, as I see it, it is essence of all the music in the Western world that we enjoy, the rap music, the rock, the jazz. The essence of all this is in your rhythms from here, which means when you go back and learn that, and you can get huge inspiration. I mean, and the musicians that I play with here, I'm so lucky I have played with the Dela's group, Hewala Sounds, and also with the Triampong traditionals from Akatetua, Cape Coast. And the musicians here, they have such high skills, you can't find it where I come from. I mean,
Wow.
in terms of complexity in rhythm and the understanding of rhythm, it's you should just be so proud and really use your skills, because there's a creative power, this music, that just is waiting to be released and to flower in all directions. That's how I see it. And when I come here, I get impatient on behalf of all this talent that is here, which is not being really supported and used to it, what it deserves. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Very much well, so. Yes. Let me ask you this before you go. Since
Yes.
you've been in Ghana for some time now, I'm sure you are listening to the radio and you are hearing music being played.
Yeah.
Which among the Ghanaian artists is your favorite, aside Dela Botri?
Oh, I am not so good in names. So I cannot say that. Actually, I'm not very good on who's who. You know, I'm just a musician, and I play, and I enjoy playing with Dela's musicians and with the Botrema's musicians from Cape Coast. So I cannot really put names, but yeah, sorry.
Okay. What do you make of the hip life genre that we have here in Ghana?
Well, since when it's grooving, when it has a nice groove, then I enjoy it. If it gets too much noise and compression in the sound, then I think it's too much for me. But I'm also getting a little bit older now, so that's maybe why. But the hip life, I mean, it's also created on the base of the traditional music. So
yeah,
at least it could draw a lot of inspiration from here. And I also find the electronic music interesting, and how people use all these polyrhythms. But as Stella say, I think also it could be used much more. If the people who sit in the studio really had a deep knowledge of these traditional rhythms, they could do something even much more fantastic. Do you agree with me, Gil?
Yeah.
So your last words to Ghanaian musicians. What's
Yes.
your last word to your advice to the musicians here in Ghana?
I mean, really cherish what you have and use it to the fullest, because it's a treasure which is unique for you. And we, from outside, we can come and learn and study and so, but you have it already. You are lucky. So use it to the fullest, and I'm so curious to hear what music come out of it. Because you should also bring it up to date and use it in new directions, which has never been heard. But you have the whole essence of music with you in your culture, and that's marvelous.
All right. Thank you so much, Katrina, for joining us through the interview. God bless you. So we go back to Dela.
Thanks for letting me speak.
Yes, Papa.
Yeah,
so I see you are very busy there. Let's just touch base on your last words so that I will leave you to enjoy your meal in peace. What is your word of advice to Ghanaian youths in music?
I think they have to work hard. I mean, being a musician is not really about fame. For me, that's my belief. Fame has nothing to do with your hard work. There's no magic in this business. You have to work hard. You have to learn. If you have to, me, I see myself as a learner. Every day I learn. Because if I'm come to play with you, Lord Caliber, and I have to play your song, I have to learn. So it brings me down to learn. And I always want to be a humble person to serve humanity. Because if you want to say that, I know, so your mind is always stuck. So there's no new thing coming into your mind. But I can listen to Lord Caliber's music if I humble myself to learn his music and play with him on stage. Like we did some years back ago in Atlanta Hotel.
Very much too.
Yes, I could learn something from your music to build up something without you even knowing. So it's just a matter of understanding, and it's a learning process.
All right. So be humble and learn is a process. Fame has nothing to do with being a musician. These are the
some people they claim they are famous, and then the famous, you are not eating the famous.
You are not eating the famous.
You are not eating the famous. There have to be money in your pocket that will make you who you are. When you go somewhere, people know you are seeing you. Oh yeah. Oh, Lord Caliber. Meanwhile, the Lord Caliber, they know maybe I'm not pointing it directly to you.
Yes, I do understand.
But fame, you don't need the fame. You need to work hard. You need to study something. You need to transfer knowledge into people. You need to transfer power of knowledge into people. Then you can make something out of it. Because if I go and teach somewhere around the world, they pay me for what I do. You understand? So if you are famous and you go and play some show, and then you think that, oh yeah, I'm famous. You don't eat the famous. If you are famous today and tomorrow there's another famous musician come, then you are faded. Then in our industry they will call you, what's the name they call veteran musician, or you are veteran. There are a lot of people I'm older than them. They call them veteran. I was like, oh my god. It's because they are not making a hit, or they don't have a hit again. Hit music is different from making a good music. Good music lasts forever, but hit, it becomes a hit, and if it's no more hit again, tomorrow somebody is there. Because I can count, there are people who came to pass in 80s, there are people who came to pass already in 70s. The people who hit in 70s today, you call them a veteran. There are people who hit even in 2000, they are calling them a veteran. So what are you talking about? But I've been there 4 decades as a musician. There are a lot of people you can mention their name today who came to meet me in the business today. If I come and hit today, somebody will tell me that maybe I'm an upcoming artist. Then I've been in the industry for years before some people were born.
Right.
But it's
yes. So
yes.
Right. So thank you so much, Mr. Dela Botri, for having time, to educate us and to also school us through your little life journey as a band player and musician here in Ghana.
Yeah.
We really appreciate your time and the love that you've given us.
Yeah.
We say bye bye to you, and we leave you with your guests. And tomorrow we know you are playing at +233. So if you're watching
No,
this live stream
next week.
next week, okay, yes,
20th.
check out 20th. Check out Dela Botri and his Hewali Sounds playing live at +233. Yes, and go and enjoy good Ghanaian traditional authentic music from this maestro. Daddy, I salute you and I say bye bye.
Bye bye.
Yes.
Bye.
Yes. So this is a One Life GA television broadcast. My name is Lord Kaliba, and as we had it, Mr. Dela Botri came on board, took us through his little life journey as a flutist and as a traditional musician. I hope if you watch this live stream at any point in time, you will learn something from it. You tap something from his inspirational life story, the advice he gave, and together we will all humbly learn and develop and grow the Ghanaian music industry to higher heights. My name is Lord Kaliba. This is One Life GH. This is my life story. Tomorrow we have a whole new session. So stick and stay. And as we do always, we say Kabe Ane, and together we shout One love.